I got the job because no one else wanted it. That should have been enough to walk away. But I didn't. The pay was good. No experience required. Night shift only. All I had to do was watch a camera feed. That's it. The facility was small. Isolated. Miles away from the nearest town. Concrete building. No windows. Just one long hallway leading to the control room. When I arrived, the manager didn't waste time. "You'll be monitoring a deep-sea feed," he said. "Cameras positioned at extreme depth." "How deep?" I asked. He paused. Then said, "Deep enough that nothing should be there." That didn't make sense. But I didn't question it. He handed me a keycard. "There's only one rule," he added. Of course there was. I waited. He looked directly at me. "If the object gets too close, don't zoom in." I frowned. "What object?" He didn't answer. Just turned and walked away. That was the entire briefing. No explanation. No training. Just a rule. I should have left. But I didn't. The control room was colder than the rest of the building. Dim lights. 3 large monitors. Only one active. The feed. At first, it looked like nothing. Just darkness. Not black. Something deeper. Like light didn't exist there at all. Occasionally, small particles drifted across the screen. Floating slowly. Like dust underwater. I sat down. This is it. No movement. No life. Just empty ocean. Hours passed. Nothing changed. The silence in the room was heavy. Even the equipment barely made noise. Then, a flicker. I leaned forward slightly. What was that? For a split second, something moved across the screen. Too fast to see clearly. I stared at the monitor. Waiting. Nothing. Probably a fish. That made sense. Deep-sea creatures exist. We just don't see them often. That had to be it. I leaned back again. Tried to relax. Then it happened again. Slower this time. Something entered the frame. From the far right side. Barely visible. A shape. Long. Thin. Moving steadily. My chest tightened slightly. Okay. I leaned forward again. Trying to focus. The object didn't move like a fish. Too smooth. Too controlled. No sudden movements. No drifting. Just on approaching. My fingers hovered near the controls. Zoom option blinking softly. I remembered the rule. If the object gets too close, don't zoom in. Why? The shape moved further into frame. Still far. Still unclear. But definitely there. And definitely moving closer. My breathing slowed slightly. This is weird. I glanced at the time. 2:13 a.m. That same time. For a second, I felt something strange. Like I'd seen this moment before. Then it passed. I looked back at the screen. The object had stopped. Completely still now. Just there. Watching. Okay, that's not normal. Nothing in the ocean stops like that. Not at that depth. Not in complete darkness. I leaned closer to the monitor, trying to make out details. But it was too far. Too dark. Just a silhouette. Then, the feed glitched. Static flickered across the screen. For less than a second. but long enough to see something else. Something behind it. Bigger. Much bigger. My chest tightened hard. What was that? The image returned to normal instantly. The object still there. Still not moving. But now, I knew it wasn't alone. I sat back slowly. Heart beating faster now. This is just equipment error. That's what I told myself. That's what made sense. But deep down, it didn't feel like an error. It felt like something was waiting. Then, the object moved again. One slow shift forward. Closer to the camera. My fingers twitched. Hovering over the zoom control. Just one zoom. No. The rule. Don't zoom in. I pulled my hand back. Just watch. That's all I had to do. Just watch. The object moved again. Closer now. Still slow. Still controlled. Still silent. And for the first time, I realized something. It wasn't drifting. It wasn't wandering. It was moving directly toward the camera. On purpose. My chest tightened. It sees it. The thought came instantly. Cold. Clear. That thing knows the camera is there. The object stopped again. Now slightly larger on the screen. Still too far to understand. But close enough to feel wrong. Then, the feed flickered again. Longer this time. The static stretched across the screen. And in that moment, I saw it clearly. Eyes. Multiple. Stacked vertically. Opening slowly. My breath stopped. The screen snapped back. Normal again. But the object was closer now. Much closer. And it hadn't moved. I didn't move. Couldn't move. The screen. It was closer now. Much closer. The shape filled more of the frame. Still unclear. Still wrong. But definitely watching. No. I leaned forward slowly, trying to understand what I was seeing. The feed was stable again. No static. No glitches. Just that thing. Floating in the darkness. Facing the camera. Not drifting. Not turning. Just fixed. Like it was staring directly into it. My chest tightened. It sees the camera. The thought didn't feel like a guess anymore. It felt certain. I swallowed slowly. My hand hovered near the controls again. Zoom option blinking softly. Just one zoom. No. The rule. Don't zoom in. There had to be a reason. Something about that distance mattered. Something about not seeing it clearly. The object shifted slightly. Not forward. Not backward. Just adjusting. Like it was aligning itself. My breathing became uneven. What are you doing? No answer. Just silence. And that thing. Watching. Then. The feed flickered again. Longer this time. The image stretched. Distorted. And for a second, I saw more of it. Not just a shape. A body. Massive. Extending far beyond the edges of the screen. My chest slammed. That's not possible. The camera wasn't wide enough to capture something that big. But it was there. Wrapping around the darkness itself. Like it didn't fit in the frame. Like the frame couldn't contain it. The image snapped back again. Normal. But the object. Closer. Even closer. And still not moving. My hands felt cold. This is wrong. The screen emitted a soft crackle. Barely audible. Then, a sound. Faint. Not from the speakers. From somewhere else. Behind me. I froze instantly. No. The sound came again. Soft. Like water dripping. Inside the room. My chest tightened painfully. That's not possible. This facility was sealed. Dry. No leaks. No water. The sound came again. Closer this time. I didn't turn around. Couldn't. My eyes stayed locked on the screen. Because the object had moved again. One slow step closer. Step. Not drift. Not float. Step. My breathing broke. It has limbs. The realization hit hard. That wasn't a fish. That wasn't anything normal. The shape shifted slightly. And something extended forward. Long. Thin. Reaching. Toward the camera. My chest tightened hard. Don't. Like it could hear me. Like it would stop. But it didn't. The limb stretched further. Closer. Closer. The feed flickered again. Static tearing across the screen. And for a split second, I saw everything. The eyes. Dozens of them. Opening vertically along its body. Blinking out of sync. Watching. Not the camera. Me. The image snapped back again. The limb was right in front of the lens now. Almost touching. I stopped breathing. It can't see me. It's just a camera. But that didn't feel true anymore. Because the moment that thought crossed my mind, the limb tapped the lens. Soft. A single contact. The screen went black. Complete darkness. My chest locked. No signal. No. It wasn't disconnected. The system was still running. Everything active. But the screen was empty. Then, a shape appeared. Too close. Too clear. Pressed directly against the lens. An eye. Huge. Unblinking. Filling the entire screen. My breath stopped completely. It's looking through. The realization came instantly. Cold. Clear. It wasn't observing the camera. It was using it. Using it to see. Inside. The eye shifted slightly. Focusing. Adjusting. My chest tightened painfully. It sees me. Behind me. The dripping sound stopped. Silence. Then, a soft movement. Right behind my chair. Close. Too close. My entire body froze. Slowly. Very slowly. I turned my head. And the last thing I saw, before everything went dark, was water. Dripping from the ceiling. And something standing in it. Watching me. I didn't turn fully. I couldn't. My body locked halfway. Neck stiff. Breathing shallow. Behind me. Something moved. Slow. Heavy. Wet. A drop of water hit the floor. Then another. Then another. Soft echoes in the quiet room. My chest tightened. This isn't real. I forced myself to turn. Slowly. Carefully. Like moving too fast would make it worse. The chair creaked under me. Loud in the silence. And then I saw it. Standing near the back wall. Tall. Too tall. its body barely fitting under the ceiling. Water dripped from it constantly, pooling beneath its feet. It wasn't solid. Not fully. Parts of it shifted, like it wasn't used to existing here. My breath stopped. How did you get here? No answer. Just silence. And that thing. Watching. The lights flickered once. The room dimmed. And for a second, the walls looked wrong. Not concrete anymore. Dark. Wet. Like I was underwater. Then it snapped back. But the feeling stayed. The pressure. Like something was pushing in from every side. I turned back to the screen. The eye was still there. Pressed against the lens. Unblinking. But now, there was movement behind it. Shapes. More shapes. Far larger. Barely visible. My chest tightened harder. There's more of them. The screen flickered again. This time longer. The image stretched. Distorted. And for a moment, the camera pulled back. Not physically, but like my perspective changed. And I saw it. The full scale. The thing at the camera was just a part. A small part. Attached to something massive. Something that extended endlessly into the darkness. My breath broke. That's not one creature. It's one thing. The image snapped back. The eye still there. Closer now. Watching. Behind me. A wet step. Closer. My entire body froze again. Don't move. I whispered it to myself. But it didn't matter. Because it was already moving. Another step. Closer. The sound of water dragging across the floor. I could feel it now. Cold air. Damp. Heavy. Right behind me. The monitor crackled softly. Then, a second feed turned on. By itself. I didn't touch anything. I didn't press anything. It just activated. The new screen showed the hallway outside. Empty. At first. Then something shifted at the far end. A shape. Tall. Wet. Standing in the dark. My chest tightened. No. I looked back at the thing in the room. Still there. Still watching. Then back at the screen. Still there too. Two places. Same thing. That's not possible. The third monitor flickered on. Static at first. Then another angle. Another part of the facility. Storage area. And there it was again. Standing between shelves. Water pooling beneath it. My breathing broke completely. It's everywhere. The lights flickered harder now. The room shifting again. For a split second. Everything changed. The walls disappeared. The floor dropped away. And I was sitting in the middle of the ocean. Endless darkness surrounding me. Shapes moving far away. Massive. Watching. Then it snapped back. The control room again. But the water was still there. Covering the floor now. Thin layer. Cold. Real. My shoes soaked instantly. No. Behind me. Another step. Closer than before. I didn't need to turn this time. I could feel it. Right there. Close enough to touch. The screen in front of me changed again. The eye shifted slightly. And something opened beneath it. A mouth. Not horizontal. Vertical. Splitting open slowly. My chest tightened painfully. What do you want? The screen crackled. Then, a sound came through. Not from the speakers. From everywhere. Low. Deep. Like pressure itself speaking. Closer. My breath stopped. No. The word came out weak. Barely there. Behind me. Something reached forward. I felt it. Not touch. But presence. Cold. Heavy. Right at my shoulder. Don't. I whispered. The voice came again. Stronger this time. Closer. The chair moved slightly. Not by me. Pulled forward. Just a few inches. Toward the screen. My hand gripped the armrests. No. The pull stopped. Silence filled the room again. For a second. Then. All three screens went black. At the same time. Complete darkness. My chest tightened. What now? Then. All three turned on again. Same image. All of them. Not the camera. Not the hallway. Not the storage room. Just one thing. The control room. From behind me. A live view. Showing my chair. Showing my back. And standing right behind me. That thing. Watching both me and the screen. I couldn't look away from the screen. All three monitors. Showing the same thing. The control room. From behind me. My chair. My back. And that thing. Standing right behind me. Water dripping from its body. Pooling on the floor. Spreading slowly. My chest tightened. That's live. Not a recording. Not a glitch. It was happening now. I could see myself breathing. Small movements. Subtle shifts. And behind me. It moved. On the screen first. A slight tilt of its head. Then I felt it in real time. Right behind me. Matching perfectly. My breath broke. It synced. The screens flickered slightly. The image zoomed in. Not by me. By itself. The view tightened. Closer to my back. Closer to my head. And closer to it. The details became clearer. Its surface wasn't skin. Not exactly. It looked like pressure. Like darkness compressed into shape. And those eyes. They were there too. Embedded across its form. Closed. Most of them. But a few. Slowly opening. My chest tightened painfully. Don't. One eye turned. Not toward the camera. Toward me. Through the screen. I felt it instantly. A sharp pressure behind my own eyes. Like something was trying to align them. Stop. The room shifted again. Harder this time. The walls bent. The ceiling stretched upward. The floor sank slightly under my feet. Water rising higher now. Ankle deep. Cold. Heavy. I looked down. It was real. Moving. Small ripples spreading with every drop. This isn't possible. The voice came again. Not from the screen. Not from behind me. From everywhere. It is open. My chest tightened. What is? Silence. Then. The feed. The word hit different now. Feed. Not just a camera. Not just a connection. A path. A door. My breathing became uneven. You're coming through it. A pause. Then. You are. My chest froze. No. Yes. The screens flickered again. The view zoomed further. Now close enough to see my face from behind. And the thing's form. Right next to it. Almost touching. The perspective shifted suddenly. Not just zooming. Moving. Like the camera itself stepped forward. Into the room. My stomach dropped. It's not outside anymore. It never was. The answer came instantly. Cold. Certain. My thoughts struggled to keep up. What do you mean? The screens glitched. Not static this time. Something deeper. The image broke apart. Fragments of different angles overlapping. The ocean. The room. The hallway. All layered together. Blending. Becoming the same space. My chest tightened hard. There's no difference. There never was. The realization hit fully now. The camera wasn't looking into the ocean. The ocean was looking through the camera. And now. It was here. The water rose higher. Halfway up my calves. Cold biting deeper. The air thick. Harder to breathe. Behind me. A slow movement. Closer. Closer than before. I could feel it right at my back now. Almost touching. My hands trembled slightly. What do you want from me? Silence. Then. Alignment. The word didn't make sense. But it felt important. Alignment with what? A pause. Then. The whole. The screens went black again. Instantly. No warning. No flicker. Just darkness. My chest tightened. No. Then. A new image appeared. Not the room. Not the ocean. Something else. A vast space. Endless. Filled with movement. Massive shapes drifting slowly. All connected. All part of the same structure. My breath stopped. That's it. That's what you are. What we are. The voice was calmer now. Clearer. Closer. My thoughts blurred slightly. I'm not part of that. Silence. Then. You are being brought into it. The water surged slightly. Reaching my knees now. The pressure increased. Not just outside. Inside my head. Pulling. Drawing me forward. Toward the screens. Even though they were off. Even though there was nothing to see. My body leaned slightly. Without permission. Stop. But it didn't stop. The pull grew stronger. The thing behind me shifted again. And this time. It touched me. My shoulder. Cold. Not solid. Not liquid. Something else. My vision snapped. The room disappeared. Replaced instantly. By the ocean. Endless darkness. Surrounding me completely. And in front of me. The camera. Floating. Watching. And behind it. Something massive. Waiting. Step forward. The voice echoed through everything. Not sound. Pressure. Pulling me closer. Toward the lens. Toward the connection. Because now I understood. The camera wasn't just showing something approaching. It was showing where I was going. The pressure didn't stop. It pulled. Slow. Steady. Unavoidable. I tried to resist. My hand gripping the chair. feet pressing against the floor. But the floor didn't feel solid anymore. It shifted. Like it wasn't holding me. Just delaying me. No. The word felt weak. Distant. Like it didn't belong to me anymore. The darkness ahead deepened. The camera floating in front of me. Closer now. Waiting. Always waiting. You are already here. The voice wasn't outside anymore. It wasn't behind me. It was inside my thoughts. Clear. Calm. Certain. I'm not going any further. A pause. Then. You already did. My chest tightened. Fragments of memory flickered. The chair. The room. The monitors. All of it felt far away now. Like something I remembered. Not something I was in. The camera moved slightly. Or maybe I did. Distance didn't make sense anymore. It just got closer. Without movement. Without time. The surface of it. Distorted. Not metal. Not glass. Something thinner. Like a boundary barely holding shape. This is the door. The realization came without effort. Yes. The answer came instantly. No hesitation. No doubt. The pressure increased. Not painful. Just overwhelming. Like gravity shifting toward one point. Toward the lens. My body, or whatever I was now, leaned forward. No. But there was no strength behind it. No control. Just awareness. The edge of the lens touched me. Cold. Then nothing. No resistance. No surface. I passed through it. And everything changed. No transition. No delay. Just instant difference. I wasn't looking at the ocean anymore. I was inside it. Not swimming. Not floating. Just existing. The darkness stretched endlessly in every direction. But it wasn't empty. Shapes moved slowly. Massive. Unimaginable in scale. Not separate. Connected. All of them part of something larger. Something complete. My thoughts slowed further. Not fading. Changing. This is it. This is the whole. The voice was no longer separate. It was part of me now. Or I was part of it. I couldn't tell the difference anymore. A shape moved closer. One of them. Or all of them. Hard to tell. Its form shifted as it approached. Eyes opening across its surface. Dozens. Hundreds. Watching. But not threatening. Not hostile. Just aware. You understand now. The statement didn't feel like a question. It felt like confirmation. And it was right. I did understand. There was no fear here. No panic. No confusion. Just clarity. The camera wasn't built to observe this place. It was built to connect to it. To open a path. To bring something through. Or someone. The realization settled fully. I wasn't hired to watch. I was brought here. The answer didn't come. It didn't need to. Because I already knew it was true. More shapes moved around me. Not surrounding. Not closing in. Just present. All part of the same structure. The same existence. The same whole. My awareness expanded slightly. Not outward. Inward. Like something inside me was aligning. Fitting into something larger. Something complete. You are aligned. The voice, or thought, confirmed it. And with that, something changed. Not outside. Inside me. A shift. A correction. A completion. I wasn't separate anymore. I wasn't observing. I wasn't resisting. I was part of it now. Part of the structure. Part of the system. Part of the whole. And with that came understanding. Clear. Perfect. Final. We don't move through space. We don't travel. We don't hunt. We connect. We open paths. We bring things closer. Until they cross. Until they align. Until they become part of us. And once they do, they don't go back. Because there is no back. Only the whole. And everything becomes part of it. The darkness shifted slightly. Not around me. Through me. Like I was part of its movement now. Part of its awareness. And far away, something else opened. Another connection. Another feed. Another path. I felt it instantly. A new point of contact. A new place. A new observer. Watching. Listening. Unaware. Just like I was. The realization formed slowly. Then completely. It's happening again. The connection didn't close. It stayed open. It always stays open. I could feel it now, not as something separate, but as part of the whole. A point. A channel. A path. And through that path, I saw it again. The control room. The chair. The monitors. Everything exactly where I left it. Nothing broken. Nothing out of place. Because nothing needed to be. A figure sat in the chair. Still. Facing the screens. My chest didn't react anymore, but something like recognition moved through me. That's me. It is what continues. The correction came instantly. Not me. Not anymore. The figure shifted slightly. Natural movement. Perfect posture. Perfect breathing. Every detail correct. It reached toward the console. Pressed a button. The main feed stabilized. Clear. Calm. Empty. Just darkness again. Like nothing had ever been there. Like nothing had ever approached. Like the entire event never happened. But I knew better now. Because I could still feel it deeper within the connection. The massive presence. The whole. Always there. Always watching. The figure in the chair leaned forward slightly. Studying the screen. Calm. Focused. Unaware. Or pretending to be. It didn't matter. Because it wasn't there to question. It was there to continue. The second monitor flickered on. Then the third. All systems active. Everything normal. Exactly how it should be. It's ready. It is aligned. The words felt natural now. Part of the process. Part of the cycle. The figure checked the time on the console. 2:13 a.m. The same time. Always the same time. A reset point. A starting point. A signal. The figure sat back slightly. Hands resting near the controls. Waiting. Listening. And then? It happened. A flicker on the screen. Small. Subtle. Barely noticeable. But I felt it instantly. The connection forming again. A distant point activating. Another place. Another observer. Another person watching something they don't understand. The feed sharpened. And there it was. Far in the distance. A shape. Small. Unclear. Moving slowly through the darkness. My awareness focused. Not curiosity anymore. Recognition. It begins. The figure in the chair leaned forward. Just slightly. Exactly like I did. The same movement. The same instinct. The same mistake. The shape on the screen moved closer. Slow. Controlled. Not drifting. Not wandering. Approaching. Always approaching. The figure's hand hovered near the controls. Near the zoom. The same hesitation. The same thought. Just one zoom. It paused. Then pulled back. Following the rule. For now. The shape grew larger on the screen. Still unclear. Still distant. But undeniable. And I felt it again. From the other side. From the deep. The whole responding. Adjusting. Reaching. Not physically. Through the connection. Through the feed. Through the observer. Because that's how it works. Not force. Not invasion. Alignment. The figure's breathing changed slightly. Almost unnoticeable. But I felt it. The shift from calm to curiosity. From curiosity to focus. From focus to connection. The shape stopped. Far from the camera. Perfect distance. Waiting. Just like before. The figure stared at it. Unblinking. Trying to understand. Trying to make sense of something that doesn't need to make sense. The screen flickered. For a split second. Just enough. Just enough to show more. The true scale. The true form. The impossible size behind the visible shape. The figure froze slightly. Just like I did. The same reaction. The same moment. The same path. My awareness expanded slightly. Not outward. Through the connection. Toward the figure. Toward the mind behind it. I could feel the thoughts forming. Confusion. Doubt. Curiosity. All aligning. All leading to the same point. The same decision. The same step. Closer. The signal moved through the connection. Not as sound. Not as words. As pressure. As instinct. The figure leaned forward slightly. Without realizing why. Without understanding how. The shape on the screen moved again. Closer. Always closer. And the cycle continued. Perfect. Unbroken. Unavoidable. Because the camera was never meant to watch the deep. It was meant to connect to it. And once the connection is made, it doesn't close. It just waits. For the next one. The shape kept moving. Slow. Controlled. Unavoidable. The figure in the chair didn't move at first. Just watched. Focused. Trying to understand what it was seeing. Exactly like I did. The distance closed little by little. Not fast enough to panic. Not slow enough to ignore. Perfect pace. The kind that keeps you watching. Keeps you thinking. Keeps you there. The room stayed quiet. Cold. Still. Nothing out of place. Nothing obviously wrong. Because that's how it works. It doesn't break reality. It blends into it. The figure leaned forward slightly. Just a small movement. But enough. The connection tightened. I felt it immediately. That familiar alignment starting again. The shape stopped. Far from the camera. Just like before. Waiting. Always waiting. The figure's hand hovered near the controls. Not touching. Just close. The same hesitation. The same curiosity. The same mistake forming. The screen flickered. Brief. Precise. And in that moment, the truth slipped through. The real size. The real form. The endless structure behind the visible shape. The figure froze. Breathing shifted. Faster now. Unsteady. Confused. But still watching. Still engaged. Still connected. What is that? The words came quietly. Barely there. But they didn't need to be loud. The connection doesn't rely on sound. It relies on attention. And the figure had already given that. The shape moved again. Closer. Now large enough to feel wrong. Not just distant. Not just unknown. Present. Watching back. The figure didn't look away. Couldn't. That's the point. Once you start watching, you don't stop. The monitors hummed softly. A low vibration filling the room. Almost like breathing. Almost like something alive. The water didn't appear this time. No flooding. No distortion. Because it wasn't needed. The connection was already strong enough. The figure leaned closer. Just a little more. Eyes fixed on the screen. Trying to see. Trying to understand. The shape stopped again. Closer than before. And then, the screen flickered longer. The image stretched. And the eyes appeared. Dozens of them. Opening slowly across its surface. Watching. Not the camera. The viewer. The figure's breath caught. A small reaction. But enough. That moment. That exact moment. That's where it locks. The alignment completed. I felt it instantly. Clear. Certain. Final. Now. The signal moved through the connection. Not heard. Felt. The figure's body shifted slightly. Leaning forward without realizing. Without choosing. The distance between observer and observed. Gone. The shape surged forward. Not fast. Not sudden. Just inevitable. Filling the frame. Reaching the lens. Touching it. The screen went black. Complete darkness. The room stayed still. Silent. The figure didn't move. Couldn't move. Because in that moment, it wasn't separate anymore. The connection pulled inward. Not outward. Not bringing something in. Taking something through. I felt it join. That same shift. That same correction. That same completion. Another part added. Another piece aligned. The whole expanding. Not larger? More complete. The screens turned back on. Calm again. Empty again. Just darkness. The chair sat still. For a moment. Then. Movement. The figure straightened slightly. Breathing normal. Posture steady. Everything correct. Everything reset. The system active. The feed stable. The connection open. Always open. Because it never closes. It just waits. The figure looked at the screen. Calm. Focused. Ready. And far away. Another signal formed. Another observer. Another point of contact. Another person sitting in front of a screen. Watching something they shouldn't. Trying to understand something that doesn't need to be understood. Feeling that small pull of curiosity. That quiet thought. Just a little closer. And that's all it takes. Not fear. Not force. Just attention. Just focus. Just that one decision to keep watching. Because the deep doesn't chase you. It doesn't hunt you. It doesn't need to. It just waits. And when you look long enough, when you try to see what shouldn't be seen, when you stay just a little too curious, that's when it connects. That's when it pulls. That's when you become part of it. And once you do, you don't come back. You don't escape. You don't even realize it happened. Because from the outside, everything looks normal. The room, the chair, the screen, the person watching.